G'day folks, welcome back to North Africa 41. We are at the start of turn 16, only 4 turns to go. This looks to be a British Allied Commonwealth victory in the bag, but I'll run it through. Situation is that the big Axis armoured mechanised formations have found themselves out of supply and cut off. Now at the end of the last turn, the British had supply attrition, couldn't provide that supply, and so find all of their units now out of supply. So there's a mix of out of supply everywhere basically. But the good news is the British go first and they can easily address that supply situation. So let's do that now. We start the turn. It is turn 16, a British infantry and a British armour. So we grab these. We get 2 supply points. And we get our replacements for this turn. We have to remove any 2 Australian brigades. Okay. Any 2 Australian brigades. Ugh, okay, there's 1. It's okay, the British are nearby, they can help. I don't think I have another one, so we're going to have to unit removal from the eliminated box. The only player does not need to remove the exact unit, can remove any of the same type. Full strength unit in full supply, priority number 1, and then out of supply, and then a remnant, and then an eliminated unit. So then I have to go and find this brigade, and they are sent to the remove box. There's no penalty for doing that. Okay, I don't think there's any other Australians around. They've pretty much already been removed. Yeah. So that's the removal of those Australian brigades. Where were we? Turn 16. Yep, and some nice tank units arriving. Excellent. Okay, we roll to see if the Malta status marker is moved. A 3 means it is not. We need a 4 or more to move that marker. We advance units in the surrender box. There are none. We flip Rommel, or rather make him available. Let's put him in the asset box. And we go to the action phase. So we look at the first Allied impulse. They'll roll for an event. It's a 4, which is Desert Air Force. We love the Desert Air Force result. I was saying just last video, this is the best one because it normally costs 2 assets, 2 resource points to build that. And getting it for free on 1 roll is great. We do have no resource points backing that up though. Okay, so that's the event roll. Replacements. Got the New Zealand replacements out on the way. Can't quite reach yet. Okay, and yeah, they'll be on the way soon as well. So, no fortifications, no transport markers, movement phase. Again, out of supply, attack movement only, and no supplies. So there'll be no combat this turn, I don't think. What I am trying to do is just wrap up some of these Germans out in the desert. So we'll move them around. Everyone's out of supply, but they can attack move. We'll move them up now. They don't need to hang around so much. Attack move these guys. 1, 2, 3. Move those. Oops, 2. Everyone is out of supply. Move those trucks back. Move them up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I've only got 2 attack movements. I think I'm going to hold. There's not a lot going on here. We'll push them into there, and hold. And these guys are not out of supply because they are freshly arrived. We have 2 supplies. Throw them on 2 trucks to create some MSUs. And they can all come charging out of the Nile. I think we can throw them on a train up to Mersa Matrua to 6, 7, 8 with the +1. These guys can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, they would have been out of supply as well. I apologise. Tack move, tack move. No other movement. And no combat. They will go back to the Nile. So where are my MSUs? Here they are. Okay, so no combat. In the recovery phase, there's nothing to... I could flip my supplies, but then out of range. But everyone is now back in supply. So that's all okay. Not you guys, you're German. Okay, so recovered from that momentary kind of supply hiccup. And delay phase, we have our markers on the board, we roll and remove both of them. Okay. And now it's the German impulse. They will roll for an event. It's a 3, which I believe is going to be their air unit. Yep, the Italian air support marker. All right. We have, got to get their replacements on this turn. It's a German infantry. 2 supply points, which we get from here. And our replacements, which don't exist anymore. No more replacements to have to worry about, I guess. We'll roll to ship these over. It's a 2. They make it, this is the safest convoy yet. We will truck those guys 8 through the desert up to here, and then these guys will truck up to 16 to Tobruk. Alright, so here we go. What have we got here? 2 MSUs in this area, which is nice. In terms of movement, tack move, tack move, tack move to try and get around those New Zealanders. In fact, that might actually give them a road. Ooh, have they made it to supplies? I think they have actually. These guys have made it to supplies. Did not see that. So that was an Allied oversight. They can probably easily cut them off again, but it'll give supplies for 1 turn to these big formations. So it could be interesting. They could maybe escape. Well, let's see what happens. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. They're trapped, so they can't do anything. Noting this, I might come around with some of these formations. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to shift these down and shift these in. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more step. Yeah, okay. Let's bring these guys around as well. 1, 2, 3. And let's see if they get these they can save these formations out here. So no combat, but now recovery. We recover. There's no one disrupted. Supply. These guys are now in supply. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they can draw supply along that road, which is everything the Allies have been trying to prevent. I got distracted. I thought they're so far out in the desert, nothing can happen. Again, I can easily cut it off, but they'll get at least 1 turn with supplies. These guys will suffer attrition. The top one is fine, the bottom one loses a step. Okay. And that's it. Oh, their delay markers 2 is removed. Second Allied Impulse. Event is a resource point. No recovery. Oh, hold on, actually, let's recover these tanks. Gain a step, and they've taken replacements because they're within range of 5 now. They are sent to the pool. So I've got an issue, movement. First of all, I've got lots of trucks back in the Nile, but nothing to move. So we'll look down here and try and cut these guys off. Or will we? Because now they're strong. And they're not that strong actually. They don't have a big force. They do have Commando Supremo. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try and keep them cut off. We'll go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh, I've got to keep them there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extended movement. Yeah, I'm not too worried. Okay, so I've got some tanks there to help New Zealanders. That gives them a decent defence. Yes, this formation could move south. Actually, they're pretty weak out there. They don't have a lot. This could be the impetus for my flanking manoeuvre, maybe. They've got 1 unit left, isolated. Do I just try and attack it with a strength of 10, 2 to 1? No, because they wouldn't get the armor shift. So it'd be 2 to 1. I'm looking here. I'm kind of tempted to pull some tanks back and around, and I know it's risky because, like, what if I'd love to do it. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Push the South Africans in to there. Push them down. Push my heavy tanks into there. And then got some tanks there. Pull the South Africans back a little bit. Pull them there. Give them some tanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that gives me a decent defense along this line with tanks. They can move 1 hex, so they'll move up to there. Which will leave these guys to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or they'll move the South Africans into there. South Africans on defense, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will pull these back and around. Alright, so I've got a good stack here. So I'm going to go tack move. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can see what I'm trying to do here. Shift my forces around to the left to get them in a position to strike at that western flank of Axis forces. I'm not sure where he came from. Should have cleared the move markers. But now I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Big stack. They can move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's hold there, I think. 7. What's the stacking here? Yeah, let's bring them all into there. They've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extended movement. 1, 2. They could go 1 more, but I think I'll stay there just to see what happens. So I'm stretching my line out to defences of around 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we'll see what happens. First time it's happened in the game. Okay. And then these guys will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Checks, what can they do? They'll just hold in Mercimatra. And that's it. Okay, so in the combat phase, do I go 2 to 1? What's the 2 to 1 table look like? 2 to 1. Let's do it. 2 to 1. 5 is a DRX result, so I do lose a step. And they must make a determined defense, basically. So determined defense, they're in the clear. It is not an elite unit. So we roll. It's a 6. They hold but lose a step, which means they're eliminated. And we get a limited advance. Okay, so we've that was the objective there, just to clear them out, stop them causing trouble, even if it cost me an infantry step. Didn't require supply because I didn't have more than, I used limited at 9 factors and didn't use armor support, armor shift. I'm just wondering, hold on a sec, should the Germans have got their armor shift on defense? Tank shifts. The attacking gain shifts. Each shift. Okay, the attacker shifts. Tank shift can be earned if the defender's in a fortification. If the defender has a high rating, the attacker earns no shifts and must halve the attack strength or they're attacking tank units. I get 1 shift to the left. If the attacker has no tank units and the defender does, the attacker suffers 1 shift to the left. So it should go down to 1 to 1. DR2 result. Okay, so I don't, it's even better. I don't actually suffer that step loss. DR2 is better than DRX. They would have had to retreat. They made the determined defense and failed. They can try again. No, they would have held, in fact. They would have made the DR, because they got a hold result. So they lose 1 step and hold right there. Still out of supply and isolated, but with 1 step remaining. Sorry, that was a bit messy, but that's the result. No other combat along here, so recovery and supply, everyone is in supply, so we're all good there. And place our markers. So I might put a delay marker here and here to try and stop these panzers coming south. I don't know if it will, but let's see. They hold there, and we get to the German impulse. They'll roll for an event. A 4 is going to be Axis Air Fliegerführer Africa, the German air support marker. So the Germans now have some air support. They have replacements, nothing in range I don't think. So no fortifications, no transport markers, movement phase. Alright, so these guys can now move full movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, extended movement, 1, 2, 3. They're 1 fewer, and they're 1 fewer. The Italians, one, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They might attack move across, and try and attack their way. Oh yeah, they'll try and attack their way through. It'll be 1 to 2 without supply. And these guys will come. Okay, we're going to try and shift our line out to meet these guys. 1, 2, 3 to kind of pin them in. We'll bring the Germans here. They've got some good movement here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extended movement. We will push in there and nudge in here just to keep those lines there. This is really interesting how it's stretching out the lines. Defensive 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I know that creates a vulnerability, but I have supplies and I'm not attacking. This has saved some of these units. Let's get the rest of these. So replacements will come rushing down to here. My artillery will come 1, 2, 3 there. Actually 4. They'll go there. And supplies will go 1, 2, 3, just in case they're needed in this kind of area. And then I have these guys who are going to move to Tobruk. And I have these guys. No, they're eliminated. Okay, here we go. 2 MSUs. And a replacement who are moving up to here. Okay, so could this, I don't know, what's going to happen here? Big, I don't know, it could be interesting. The situation is developing. No combat. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No combat, though it is tempting. I'm looking for opportunities. No combat. That's it. Recovery. Oh wait, combat here. Sorry, I was going to try and attack through. I've got 9 on 12, so it's 1 to 2 with no modifiers. A 1 to 2, 2 is an A1 result. Okay. And these guys are now in supply through this road. So we'll get to the third and final impulse of this turn. The Allies will roll for an event. It's a 10, which is a bombing raid. Select an enemy port and roll on the bombing table. Let's pick Bardia, I guess. This really doesn't matter. It's hit. Benghazi, I mean, not Bardia. It's hit, so that's reduced. And replacements. All right, so here's my, where is it? There it is. Send that to the pool. I can increase that step by 1. They've taken replacements. Now I've got an infantry and a tank out here, so I can boost that tank by a step, and they've taken replacements, and that goes back to the pool. And I do have an infantry step out here. Here we go. Let's give them a step. And that goes back to the pool. I've got a big tank formation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They'll stop there. Okay. I've got these New Zealanders here as well, so they're going to take a step, gain a step, and they go back to the pool. And they've taken replacements. All right. So the Italians are still cut off. And with these big New Zealand formations here, I can kind of go attack move across. Actually, they are now out of supply. I can attack move down there, and they can't move through there anymore. And I could even send the New Zealanders down here, 1, 2, 3, and they're locked in because you cannot move through an overlapping ZOC if you're out of supply. Which leaves these guys. And to be honest, I don't think the Germans are going to come back and try and save the Italians down here. It's just not worth it. A couple of little formations. So what can I do here? I think the British have to attack. They've got to go on the offensive, but they've got to watch, because the Germans have got supplies here now. So wherever they attack, they're risking a counterattack. I see this, and I think that's a great place to strike. I've just got to make sure I have, so if I go 1, 2, 3, it puts them in a Zoc. 1, 2, if I do that, it locks both these formations, both these stacks in zones of control, which will cost them 3 to leave. 1, 2, 3, 4, if I do that, now again they can tack move through, but they can't cut me off from supply. Same here, it'll lock them in, make any movement really difficult, and then I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And get 18, 30. If I supply this, 30 on 8, so 3 to 1, 4 to 1 with my armour, 4 to 1 odds here, and hope to push through there. Now what I also need then is just a bit of a reserve in this area. Actually, you know, I've kind of got that. If they push in there, I push in there. This is probably the most vulnerable. So I might put them there. Give me a defense of 11 in that area. I would love to have something just behind the line. So now I've got 18, 24. That's all I need. I don't need. So if I put a unit here, and if I can bring, if I can just maybe leave them there to respond to any potential. What I'm worried about is a German counterattack down here. You know, it'd be great if I could break through and capture their supply trucks. Let's throw them all in the attack. And what have they got? 5, 6, 7, 8 with tanks. Let's throw them all in. Let's throw all these big tanks in. And we can, if things go well, I'm going to throw my air as well, just to guarantee, well, secure it. I'm going to bring these trucks. Look, one's going to be spent. I'll pull one back to here. And I'll bring the Indians up to guard it, and they'll nudge forward. Just checking, yeah, nothing in the Nile, nothing over here. All right, so in the combat phase, revert them to a truck unit, spend that supply to fuel this combat. I have 2 armor shifts, so I've got 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1. Oh, look, is 5 to 1 enough? 5 to 1 is pretty good. I'm guaranteed a DR2. And yeah, look, I'll go with 5 to 1, I think. I won't spend my air unit. So 5 to 1, 6 is a defender shattered result. So they lose 1 step. I'll lose that. And they must retreat 4 hexes. So they are not mounted, so they have to surrender. Right, because they're a non-mechanized unit forced to retreat. They 1, 2, 3, 4 have to are in full retreat, and I can advance after combat up to 4 hexes. Okay, so I'm looking. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so what if I go 1 and the rest of these guys as my sort of breakthrough stack? So I'm still defending quite solidly here. 1, 2, 3, and I recapture my trucks. I have to, yeah, I think I'll do that. Actually, we'll put Or do this. I want to block these guys now from retreating. They could be counterattacked. Okay, they've got a good counterattacking force here. I could be a counterattack anywhere. But if I cut off one of their supplies, I'll only get one attack. Okay, so I think I'm going to grab their supplies. The trucks are captured. Eliminate and return to pool, I guess. And they are... I have to roll. I can't remember the roll for capturing supplies. Okay, roll. On a 3-6 it's captured. It's captured. Excellent. All right. Yeah. I could have used that artillery support. It wouldn't have done much. Would have shifted it to D1. Still would have hurt. I did. Yeah. I noticed that too late. Forgot I have my artillery up here now. All right. So that is it for. Oh look, do I do it here? 4-1. May as well. I'll do an unsupplied attack here. It is 4-1, down to 3-1 because I have armor. A 3-1, 5. 3-1, 5 is an A1, D1 result. So now they're gone. And I lose a step. And I can advance 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so in recovery, no disrupted units. Supply. Supply. These guys might actually be out of supply. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are in supply. They're out of supply. So I knew it was risky, but I think it was worth it. Denying the Germans, the Axis forces, their valuable supply points, and potentially break into their rear. I mean, I know they're out of supply, but clearing a road might be my next priority. Getting through City Omar here. Okay, so we go to them. That's it for. Oh, we got our markers here. So nothing to place. Remove number 1. Axis impulse. They roll for an event. It's a supply point. Malta probably doesn't matter at this stage in the game. There's no more units to come across from Italy. Supplies, but yeah. Replacements. Okay, so I've got my infantry replacement here. Let's see if I have an infantry unit. I do. So I can grab this. They'll be marked as a replacement. There it is. They can go back to Tripoli. I do have some infantry in Tobruk. They've just arrived. These guys now can also rush to Tobruk, but I do have to protect them. 2 MSUs there. It gives me more MSUs in this area. They trapped these units here. Okay, I'm not going to let the British get away with this. I have an MSU here. I'll bring it down to fuel combat. I think I'm going to cut them off here. So if I come here, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And try and forge a supply line through here. I'm going to bring these guys down. They're out of supply. Oh, I've got some Italians as well. No Italian infantry to rebuild. Oh, yeah. Okay. Shift the Italians down to the front here. Maybe have to get these guys out of Bardia. So 1, 2, 3, and we'll hold them there. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, we'll bring that stack together there. So we're going to try and fuel this combat here. I am a bit worried. No, they're out of supply, so they can't reach it. They're not, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll just stand outside Brook to try and slow down, just in case. I might just bring one unit back to Bardia. All right, so one combat here, being fueled from here. I have got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 21 on 8. So I've got 2 to 1, 3 to 1 because I have armor superiority, 4 to 1 with my artillery, 5 to 1 with my air support. I've got Rommel available. The British are going to throw in the air support to make it 4 to 1. And that's about all they can do. So we're looking at 4 to 1 odds here, and a roll of 5 is a D1 result. So they lose a step, and I believe have to retreat 2 hexes, or make a determined defense. They might try to it's in the rough, it's in the clear, but a hold here would be great. So we're going to make a determined defense here. A 4 is just not enough. Just not enough. So they do have to retreat 2 hexes and are disrupted. What that does now is I can advance from here. I can link up here, and it lets me get supplies through for this unit at least. Oh, 1, 2, 3. No, it doesn't. These formations will be in supply. These guys won't. So I'm, 1, 2, 3, 4, no. So they're now out of supply. But these guys are in supply. And I'm threatening these positions here. So in the recovery, they are now disrupted. And they have to roll. They're now isolated. A step on each of them. And they're eliminated. Okay, sorry, that should be gone. All right. So a bit of a mixed situation here. Germans cut off, breaking through, cut it off again, breaking through. Units all over the place. The Allies, where is their truck? Here it is. They have got supplies. They have got supplies here as well. The Germans have got supplies on the way. So both forces have pretty much 2 MSUs in the vicinity. And they can do stuff with those MSUs. Okay, so we've done access recovery, we've done access supply, now they're delay phase. They do have a marker, which they'll throw down. They can't place it many places. They might just throw it on that main road again and roll, remove number 1. Okay, that brings us to the supply attrition phase. The Axis roll is a 5. Do they have units in Benghazi? They most certainly do. They have to remove the closest MSU, which will be probably this one in Tobruk. And the Allies roll. They roll an 8. Do they have units in Tobruk? They do now. So they have to remove the closest supply point, which is that one they've captured there. All right. Victory point phase. Benchmark is 3. The Axis have 3 airfields, so no change. We now advance to this turn. Turn 17, and we work through the sequence of play. We've got the supply points. I'll roll to see if the marker is moved. It's a 4, so it is moved, but again, probably doesn't matter too much, just the 2 supplies. So on this turn, 1 Italian armor and 2 supply points arrive, and for the Allies they get a British and a British heavy. So a British and a British heavy and 2 supply points. Rommel is still ready. No units in the... oh yes, with an Italian unit in the surrender box. They advance. And, oh, of course, so nothing for the Axis, and the Allies get another tank unit. Okay. We advance to first impulse, and we roll for an event. It's a resource point, which I will spend to get my air unit back. And we go to any possible replacements. No, I don't think there are. So movement. So another, well, that's a tank, that's a truck. We don't care about that. I now need to counter, counter, and somehow hit through here. I can't do much with this unit. They can tack move. I could come here, tack move them down here, hold the Italians up there, try and strike. If I can clear this, let's clear that. So they have definitely moved. They have moved. This would be a great area to clear. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they've got good tanks here. The Germans have got Rommel, but no air units. So I'd be looking at 2 to 1, 3 to 1. If I can get them out of the way, that's probably my best option, I think. So I'm going to move in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. They'll hold. Do I have any Matildas in this stack? No. So I'm going to move them down. Where'd they come from? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do that. They'll just nudge down there like that. They didn't take replacements this turn. They can just... Actually, that truck doesn't need to be there. It will go back to the Nile. Pull them back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Hold them there. Bring the MSU up to fuel that combat. Bring some Indians, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to there, just to hold, we've got a reserve line now. And get these other MSUs rolling. With these guys. And they can only move 6. So they'll go up to there. And they can move the full 8. They'll be stopped 7, 8 there. All right. In the combat phase, an important combat. I've got here 2 to 1. Armor is tied. I'm going to throw in my air unit to make it 3 to 1. Spend the supplies. So look at 3 to 1 odds. Oh no, it's an exchange result. And in an exchange, I think that's gone, and I'll certainly pick off that. Okay, so nobody has the edge still. Okay, that's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're in supply. They're not, but they are not isolated. 1, 2, 3, yep. Supplies can't make it through. Do I attack here? Defensive 5? No. Okay, so that's it. Recovery. These units now recover. No other... They're still out of supply. They're in supply. Our markers. I'll put a delay marker there. I've forgotten where the other one is. Oh, there it is down there. So we roll, nothing is removed. That's it. Axis turn. They roll for an event. It's a resource point. They've got 4 now, so they'll buy an air unit. I believe it costs them 2. Air support is 2. Oh, wait. They can't purchase it because they don't have air superiority. The allies have air superiority, so I cannot purchase air. I can only get it off a die roll. Okay. I will try and, in fact, I'll go 1, 2, 3 to move Malta 2 boxes. Roll for the Malta, which is fine. They make it across. And now movement. I got replacements, but that will go back to Tripoli. Here we go, an Italian replacement, there are none. Here are some German, oh, there's another truck. Can go back to Tripoli. German infantry, we'll bring them down to here. What are we going to do here? These units can now begin to tack move and tack move, which will put them back in supply. They will tack move down, and I'm just going to pull back away from here. So I'm going to tack move there and hold. I know I could counterattack. I could counterattack, but with only oh, here are my supplies. Where are they? 1, 2. With only 1 supply point in the area, I think I want to hold. I cannot see the Germans breaking through all these British defensive positions, which says a lot. The fact that they are just not 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 18. I could get 3 to 1 there. Okay, so I'm pretty confident I could get a DR result there, push them away, and then what? I spent my supplies on a little attack that goes nowhere, so no. I'm just going to pull back and defend, at least until I get these units back in supply. I don't know, that's with only 3 turns to go, yeah, Germans have just given up, basically. Need to keep my supplies. That'll do. In the recovery phase, these units recover. In supply phase, they're back in supply. These have to roll for attrition. A step on each of them, so they're now gone. And they're now gone. Okay. Okay, that's it. Second impulse for the Allies, they roll. It's a resource point. No replacements yet. Here they come. Movement phase. Let's clear this and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look, it's pretty much, there's nothing more that can be done. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. And here come the New Zealanders. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We get them that track to move up faster. Move them in. I'll shift over there, so every unit, every formation has a tank. Tack move, tack move. That's it. Not a lot happening. That can go back to the Nile Did I grab my I think I did, right? I grabbed my, yep, reinforcements last turn, I think. What are we up to now? We're up to turn 17. Yeah, I did grab it. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look, I may just pull these guys back a hex so that they can't really outflank me. They wouldn't with just that anyway. All right. And we'll hold there. So these guys are back in supply. No other supply issues. They can trace over there. I should point out the railroad is now opened up all the way to Miss Schaefer. That's it. Nothing happening now. I mean, the British, what can they do? They could continue attacking. They've got supplies in the area, but they're not going to recapture. Well, look, they've won the game. So as we go to the German impulse, okay, they get an event. It's a resource point, sorry. They get a new MSU, and they advance 8. Right, these units just come across to here, they'll hold there. Enthusiasm for attacks with only sort of 3 turns to go. I think I'm going to call this because nothing's happening. There's no developments. The Germans, the Axis forces, do not have the capacity to break through these lines, and the British do have the capacity, but they might nudge forward over the next 3 turns. They could break through, but nothing substantial is going to happen. So, yeah, I think I'm convincing myself that I'm calling this. In effect, the benchmark starts to drop. They'll need 2, and then they'll need 1. So, next turn, the Germans will gain a victory point. The turn after, they'll gain 2. That is if they can hold Gambut, but in the end, they're never ever going to recapture Sidi Barrani. So, folks, I'm calling this for the British pretty early, 2 and a bit turns early, but yeah, German willpower has been shattered. They are down to 2 tanks, tank units against every stack with a British tank unit, highly mobile. Yeah, with units in reserve now, with MSUs, and yeah, like I said, no more reinforcements. The Germans do get some replacements, which will help, but yeah, their will to attack has gone in the face of this sort of British armoured opposition. So, folks, wrapping up there, an Allied, fair to say, marginal victory. Could have been more. If they really drive through over the next couple of turns, they could probably reach Gambut with the minimal opposition they face, but it's really inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. Thanks everyone for watching, and take care. Bye.